JBN, we keep you informed. Gun and ammunition seized by cops in Montego Bay on Saturday. 2 men are now in police custody following the seizure of a Glock 22 pistol and 29 rounds of ammunition during an operation on the Catherine Hall Main Road in Montego Bay, St. James on Saturday, December 28. Reports from the Montego Bay Police are that about 4:48 p.m., a Toyota Crown motor car with 2 men aboard was intercepted by the police and a search of the vehicle was carried out. During the search of the unit, the weapon and ammunition were reportedly found. Both suspects were taken into custody, but their identities are being withheld pending further investigations by the police. Cop under probe in St. Elizabeth for reportedly threatening individuals. A police constable is under investigation for reportedly threatening to shoot a group of persons, including a foreign doctor, during a dispute in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth earlier last week. The lawman is not assigned to the parish, according to sources close to the probe. Reports are that sometime after 7 p.m. on Tuesday, the constable and several individuals got into a dispute. During the incident, the officer reportedly pulled his service pistol and pointed it at the individuals, including the doctor, and is said to have threatened them. The cop is also said to have kicked a chair which caught one of the individuals with whom he reportedly had the dispute. The incident was subsequently reported to the police. It is not clear whether the Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM has been notified of the report against the cop. Big ganja bust off the Morant Bay coastline. Members of the security forces continued their efforts to dismantle the guns for drugs trade with the seizure of more than 2,000 pounds of ganja off the coast of Morant Bay in St. Thomas on Saturday, December 28. Reports on the Narcotics Police Division are that about 6 a.m., members of the Jamaica Defence Force JDF Coast Guard intercepted a boat carrying some 2,354 pounds of the illicit drug. 5 men who were aboard the vessel were taken into custody after the police were alerted. The vessel was seized along with an undetermined amount of oil and other personal items. The men remain in custody as the investigations continue. Their identities are being withheld pending further investigation. Motorists put at risk as cops point to cases of misuse. There are concerns that some motorists have been running afoul of the law by using demonstration plates in a manner that contravenes the regulations governing their usage. They are misusing the plates. Some of them don't even know the rules that govern the use of those plates, said Deputy Superintendent of Police Winchester Watson, head of the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Traffic Division in the Public Safety and the Traffic Enforcement Branch. Demonstration plates are blue and are commonly called car dealership plates. These plates are used for showcasing vehicles to customers, moving vehicles from bond stores to dealerships, and for promotional purposes such as automobile shows. The plates, DC for vehicles designated cars, and DT for trucks are obtained from Tax Administration Jamaica offices. The vehicle using the DC plate should also have a cover note. Most of them, it's a cover note, not really a certificate, but it should have insurance. So 2 documents that must accompany the plate are the fitness and the insurance, he said. At times, checks by the police have shown that the documents do not match the specific car being driven. This, Watson said, is a ticketable offense and the vehicle can also be seized. From time to time, police have issued tickets to persons operating a vehicle with demonstration plates, he said. I know it is a practice for them to just put on a plate and drive from place to place, but I couldn't say they are abusing it. Sometimes I wonder if it is a lack of knowledge or people just taking a chance. But from time to time, there are persons who run afoul of the law using DC plates, the senior cop confirmed. One motorist, who wished not to be identified, said that there appeared to be too many loopholes relating to the use of the demonstration plates, and she fears that this places other road users at risk. I have had an experience with one who hit my vehicle, and the individual was trying to tell me that I was wrong, she said. She said that she was the one who had to advise the errant driver about the rules governing the use of the plate. At the end of the day, there was nothing that the person could do for me because it is just a demonstration plate, said the motorist. There's not much to get unless you're going to claim from your insurance, so it is a cost borne by you, she added, fuming. She said that there should be greater monitoring of the documents carried by these drivers to ensure that the insurance is up to date, so that motorists can have some recourse in the event that there's an accident involving one of the vehicles. They drive really terrible on the road, and there's no accountability because they hit the vehicle and there is not necessarily any insurance for you to go and claim on. They pay a flat fee to have access to the plate on a yearly basis, and that's about it, she said. Linvale Hamilton, president of the Jamaica Used Car Dealers Association, said dealers generally secure a fitness certificate for each car and have plate insured so that individuals can claim in the event of an accident. He believes that car dealers are coming under too much pressure because of the use of demo plates. I have heard reports where dealers are stopped and told they should not have it out of working hours. That's rubbish, he said. You hear all sorts of stories that you shouldn't be demonstrating the vehicle at night. People don't drive at night, he asked. He said some car dealers allow customers to utilize the demonstration plate for as long as 2 weeks so they can get a feel of the vehicle before purchase. Whether he wants to drive it home, he wants to drive it to the country, whatever he wants to do with it, except he's not to drive it for rental. He's not to use it for taxi purposes or carrying goods for hire. That's what the regulation says, Hamilton argued. Senior officers criticized as lazy, abusive, defiant of commissioner in a stinging rebuke by the police union. High-ranking officers in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, have been accused of abusing their authority in approving transfers on other human resource administrative action in a petty bid to punish subordinates. The hierarchy of the force has also been fingered for being lazy and openly resistant to the reform mandate of the Commissioner of Police, Major General Anthony Anderson. The scolding was delivered by Detective Sergeant Patrae Rowe, chairman of the Jamaica Police Federation, who was lavished Prison Anderson, a former head of the Jamaica Defence Force, a departure from the convention of token diplomatic acceptance of, or co-shouldered unease with, military leaders who have leapfrogged second-in-line officers. Rowe eventually assumed chairmanship of the Police Federation after the controversial ouster of Arlene McBean was reversed earlier this year, painted the force leadership as being on a frolic of their own and pushing an agenda of defiance that was mutinous. He also said that the many lower-ranked cops were demotivated by a culture of exploitation by superiors he characterized as godlike and brutish. The propensity to make administrative functions and entitled benefits punitive continues to be a major issue within the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Transfers and leave were used by many senior managers as punishment. Denial of leave for no good reason and transfers to distant and unfavorable locations are the subject of frequent complaints from rank-and-file officers. Commissioner Anderson has been handed some incompetent, inconsiderate, and lazy subordinates who are hating against his efforts. The Commissioner's approach to members' welfare and concerns are sometimes incongruent with some of his subordinates who are openly defiant, said Rowe. Rowe also took a swipe at the policy shift to scrap maths as a requirement for joining the JCF, describing it as a backward move that demeaned the profession and could compromise the quality of national security. He warned that whittling away entry requirements in order to boost requirement might spell danger for the police force, proving that we are prepared to give one of our most important jobs to our least qualified people. I have been in spaces before and hear Jamaicans encourage unemployed youths who express frustration at trying to find employment to join the police force, as if when all else fails, try policing. A friend of mine retorted, "If you can't solve a maths problem, how you gonna solve people problem?" Rowe quipped. The Police Federation chairman believes that maths offered crucial competences, such as critical thinking, which he said were important to citizen engagement and crime fighting. Jamaica's lawmen have come under withering criticism for their history of brute force and extrajudicial shootings, as well as a lack of forensic intelligence in solving crime. Rowe appears to agree that there is credence to the link between unintelligence and misconduct. The value of the test of reasoning becomes so much more handy as a police officer. No organization should have to reduce standards to attract people. People should raise their standards to attract good jobs. When we reduce the qualifications, we will not only attract incompetence, but we also attract indiscipline. Policing and indiscipline are incongruous, and a force of undisciplined members will lead to chaos, he said. Senior lecturer in political psychology at the University of the West Indies, Mona, Dr. Christopher Charles, however, disagrees with Rowe's suggestion that maths should not be scrapped from the list of prerequisites to join the JCF. Charles said that Jamaicans have historically had problems mastering maths. He prefers candidate selection to be based on a broader set of criteria. There's no evidence that if you don't have math, you cannot be efficient. That doesn't make sense. We need the police officers. What they need is an excellent recruitment process and a change in certain things like a lack of resources. There needs to be important institutional oversight, said the lecturer. The Police Federation boss has also criticized the current training regimen, suggesting that its microwave speed recruitment and deployment philosophy was under-preparing cops for on-the-ground engagement. Rowe said that when he was enlisted in 2006, he and his batchmates underwent 8 months of training, compared to the realities of today where civilians are being mass-produced, and the training reduced to only 4 months. The JCF currently trains between 750 and 900 police officers per year, but attrition about 500 personnel leaves net recruitment of approximately 400. There are around 12,000 current members of the constabulary. Anderson has laid out an ambitious plan of raising the JCF complement to 18,000 members by 2024, which would translate to about 643 police officers for every 100,000 citizens, as against under 430 to 100,000 at present. Jamaica's per capita ratio, however, is far lower than most Caribbean countries, such as 820 to 100,000 in Grenada and 850 to 100,000 in the Bahamas, which have comparably minimal levels of crime and violence. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.